verse 40. They cried out again, not this man, but Barabbas. Now Barabbas was a robber. So their answer to that is, no, we don't want this guy. We want Barabbas. And Bar, son of Abba, father, son of the father. So they were shouting for the fake son of the father to be released rather than the true son of the father. She said, I'm the son of the father. Right? I am the son of man. My father. Okay. And so they knew who he claimed to be. So they are willing to destroy, to choose the fake over the truth. What is new? Right? I mean, what is new? For the original readers, they would have been reminded as well that they chosen the fake son of the father over the true son of the father because of their hatred. Pilate did not find anything wrong with him. They have no excuse. Pilate tried to get him out, but they insisted, and they chose the wrong one. What does it show about them? Will it shame them into, is John trying to shame them into the kingdom, into admitting? And in admitting, are they going to repent? Yes, again, by the grace of God, in Acts we see lots of Pharisees and Sadducees and others became believers. Okay, some of the leaders became believers. Thanks ultimately as well to the book of John, right? How he wrote these things. I mean, yes, sure, the work of the Spirit ultimately, but as well the role that John played in this. And so, yeah, and for us today, Barabbas, just before that, finished that, Barabbas was a robber, so he was no good guy. He was clearly a convicted criminal. Now, robber would have been not just someone who stole a slice of bread, right? It's not the Count of Monte Cristo idea, okay? This is someone who was then ultimately, most likely, stood up against the Roman Empire, trying to overthrow the Roman Empire violently, who killed people. So this is sure not a good guy. He is guilty. He ought to get what he deserved, the death on the cross. The Roman Empire gave him capital punishment. He ought to die. He's guilty. Pilate, on the other hand, is not guilty. Okay? He is not guilty. And Pilate said that Jesus is not guilty. This is what so the Roman law found the one guilty and the other one not guilty. Now the Roman law, and this is where Pilate is wrong, he ought to have followed his own law. Like the Jews ought to have followed their own law, and they could not find anything wrong with Jesus, so they had to let him go. They did not. They broke their law. For the shine, they kept it up by not going into Pilate that day, right? So to be not defiled, see it earlier in this chapter. But they had no problem in breaking their own law. Like here, Pilate unluckily as well not going to have a problem, a qualm about breaking the Roman law. The Roman law stated that a man who is not guilty, found by law not to be guilty, not allowed to be, he needs to be let go. And a man guilty, he needs to, well, except, they have this custom, and then that says they can show mercy, right? No, so Pilate is going to break that law as well by ultimately siding with them and not be strong enough to stand up against and let Jesus go. So yes, he's ultimately going to pay for this. I just want to say, so the whole idea is even this idea of us exchanging the fake for the truth is not new. The idea of fake news these days is like the main topic. Everybody speaks about fake news as if fake news only came into existence in the last year. Fake news has been around for year everywhere. Fake news is always around, right? Since Adam and Eve. What the heck did the snake tell Eve therein? Right? This is the truth. If you eat of it, nothing will happen to you. You will now become like God. That's fake truth. The truth is what God gave. Eve and Adam was supposed to protect them, so he's a guilty party. Had no problem in going for the fake news, for the fake truth, for the lie. Okay? So the same way today, fake news, it's fake, but you want to believe it, so you go for that. Conspiracy theories, I know some of these conspiracy theories are actually based upon truths. But then some of them are just way out there, right? Like way out there, and they don't take into account at all the fact that God isn't. They think the world is led by a bunch of pedophiles, something like that, right? But maybe not, but maybe not, but with Epstein and all this stuff. But God is above that. He is truly the one in control. We must not forget that. Just for conspiracy theories, remember that you don't need to be afraid because God is ultimately in control. We love changing the truth for the lie. We love worshiping the idols we create. Our hearts are idols factories, according to John Calvin. Right? We love doing that. In Isaiah, it clearly states, we go into the forest, we cut down the tree, we come back home, with one part of the tree we make an idol, we worship, that another part we make food, right? Yeah. So we know, we are so willing to exchange God for idols, to exchange the truth for the fake, for the lie, falling for the fake news. So yes, for the world to then, but no, we are like, even the BBC, right, on a news article where they were like, they lie a lot, let's face it, okay? But that's where they were fact checking. And then there was this one guy speaking about the situation in Myanmar after the earthquake, and I mentioned in some of my other lectures or lessons or teachings on this, who said that, in Myanmar people don't have cell phones, and people getting petrol is difficult, they sell it at the side of the road. And I'm like, no, this is supposed to be a fact-check article here, no fake news. All of that is a lie. Even the monks, the kids, they use cell phones all over the place, right? Firstly. Secondly, they sell petrol at petrol stations. It's only mostly for motorbikes that somewhere there next to the road people might be selling in the middle of nowhere petrol, but otherwise they have petrol stations everywhere. Okay, that's a lie. And this is supposed to be fact-checked by the BBC right? Man. So yeah, the truth is true. It will always be true. The fake is fake, and it will always be fake. We know the truth, and we don't want to believe the truth. We know the true God, but we would rather make our own idols. We'd rather worship or a football star or a musician or whoever. We will spend thousands of dollars flying over the world to the other side of the planet to go listen to Taylor Swift. But then when someone asks us some money for church or missions or anything like that, or to feed the poor or to help modern day slaves, then like, oh no, I don't have any money. Okay, that is the truth, a sad truth, and Christians do that all of the time because we have no qualms about exchanging the truth for a lie. But keep up the appearance, like the Jewish leadership here. Keep up the appearances. Go to church on Sunday. Put our hand in the offering plate with at least a little bit of money there. Smile, say I'm a Christian, right? We have no problem with keeping up appearances like these guys. As long as people think we are, that's fine. No, it's time to get up your mighty horse and be honest. Honest that you know the truth, but you don't want to believe in the truth, even as Christians. You need to start living out. Throw away all the idols you created and believe in the one true God, which you claim. I'm speaking to Christians now. You claim to believe in one true God. So it's time to throw away your idols and worship the one true God. Right? To believe the truth and know that it's the truth and follow that truth. Follow Jesus, because He is the truth, the way, the truth, and the life. You want to have life? You need to follow the truth. You don't want to have life? Keep on going the way you're going and claim, like these guys, the leaders did, that Jesus is guilty when He was clearly not guilty. And when they knew it, when everyone knew it, even Pilate. So we are coming closer to Malaysia now. I think they're in the back. You can start seeing Malaysia coming into Melaka, that is coming into view. Okay, so that's that. The truth is, that's Malaysia, right? I can claim it's another place. If you want to claim this is Indonesia, then I need to start a war to get and make it Indonesia. Otherwise, the truth is that's... So see, there are certain truths. And if you want to go against the truth, it leads to wars. That's just a fact.